What's good, YouTube? I know I'm a little late. We're going to talk about ersan Ilyasova joining the Philadelphia 76ers. They waived Trevor Booker, who wasn't the best fit for them because they needed him to space out the floor. He did give them solid minutes. He did give them a veteran presence, but you can get that in a better fit with Ersan Ilyasova. Obviously, Ersan ain't a superstar player. He's not going to change the whole team. He's not going to put the team over the top. He's not the missing piece, but he is a quality starter. I mean, a quality player in this league. And this season, he averaging 11 points and 5 rebounds a game. And that's pretty good considering that the minutes that he get isn't that much, and he still got some youth in him. He's only 30 years old. He's been a solid contributor on every team that he's played with, including the Hawks, who he left this year. Because they waived him this year. He can give you a smart guy, a guy with a lot of basketball IQ, a guy that's very patient, a guy that doesn't rush anything. He likes the game to come to him. He likes to play his role. You can stick him in spots on the court, and he's going to make the best of the opportunities, knocking down the spot up three, obviously getting some layups, getting some free throws every once in a while. He's not really a big attacker. He's not a real big playmaker or anything, but he's a guy that you can say, hey, Ersan, tonight I need you to just feed off Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons. They make his job a lot easier. I feel like I said that all season. Joel Embiid was basically not even playing last year, but he still was able to play enough games. This season he's been more healthier. He hasn't had any major setbacks this season. Same with Ben Simmons for him to come off a broken foot. He has been playing outstanding basketball, especially he doing about what we expected. He's not playing above his means. He's not playing below his means. He just having a great season, and it's a very good season for a rookie. But this is why we expected him to go number one in that draft, and he's delivering this season. And you can make an argument that he played better than any rookie last year, even including Joel Embiid, because he's averaging the assists and the rebounds and a solid number of points. But they make his job a lot easier because the whole defense job is to suffocate and make the job difficult to Joel Embiid. You know he like it in the mid post. You know he likes to post up, knock down that jump shot, knock down that fadeaway, and get to the paint. Joel Embiid is a guy that can do handoffs, and he can allow people like Ben Simmons to get running starts, which leave lanes and open lines to the 3-point line. So a guy like Covington, a guy like Reddick, and then now you got a shooter in Ersan. You plug them into those spots, and it's a perfect fit because either you're going to double team Simmons or you're going to try to stop Joel Embiid. They're so patient and smart that they can see the defense coming and react. And the more floor spacing and shooters you put around them, the more difficult it is to guard them. And you know that's common sense, but Ersan is going to do something that Trevor Booker couldn't really do, which is hit the three. He can still rebound the basket. Is he a better rebounder is Ersan a better rebounder than Trevor Booker? No. Do he play as hard as Trevor Booker? I don't personally think so. But at the same time, you have to give credit to the Sixers trying to make a better move for a complete fit. Obviously, they gave up some picks in that draft. Picks in that trade. But this team is in a win now mode. You know, we're trying to do whatever we can to get a playoff spot. We think we have an opportunity to make a run for the championship. You know, the East, as everybody know, has been wide open this season. Cleveland, even though they don't have Kevin Love, even with Kevin Love, they look a little defeatable. They look beatable. They look human. They bleeding this year. It ain't the Cavs that we all thought that we would see. And you have to give credit to the Celtics for taking away Kyrie, and it looked like it hurt them a lot more than what we thought it would. But at the same time, nobody's really scared and intimidated by Toronto. Nobody is really scared or intimidated by the Celtics. If I'm the Sixer, even though I got a worse record, but you gotta remember Joel Embiid couldn't play back to backs, plus he had a little minor injury throughout the season, so they struggle when Joel Embiid doesn't play. They basically don't win at all when Joel Embiid sits or can't play back to backs. Majority of the 85% of the time they lose anyway, so you can't really justify their record for what it is now because Joel Embiid has missed so many games already this season. So if he was healthy, maybe they win up more games, which we all think they would. But at the same time, that's the type of season they have. They doing good enough to make it to the playoffs. And honestly, with this roster, I gotta give the credit. They went from trust the process to now they putting their chips on the board. They feel like they can make a push, giving JJ Redick the 23 million, extending Robert Covington before free agency, giving Joel Embiid his money, waiting for Ben Simmons to play, and now he has played, and now he shows that he's a good fit alongside Joel Embiid. They have invested the money because remember back then they wasn't trying to pay people, they wasn't trying to get free agents. Now they going all in with this roster, even though they a couple seasons away. I like this roster in the future, especially this season. That if you get this team in the playoffs, I don't really know if I want to play this team personally in the East. If I'm in the West, I don't have a problem with it. But in the East, I don't want to play this team because of their size, because of their length, because of their versatility and lineups that they can bring out, and their ability to space out the floor and have players that can create their own shot, like Embiid, like Simmons, and the fact that we don't even know if Markelle Fultz going to play or not. If he does play, that's another player that you can bring in, but like in the last 2-3 weeks in the season, let him get some legs under him, let him get some playing time before the playoffs. And he can be an X factor on this roster, on this team. And he can play make, he can shoot, he can space out the floor. And he's a guy that can give you a lot of points, especially off that bench. And then you got to include that you have Dario Saric. You know, ersan ilyasova can do similar things that Saric can do. Obviously, Saric is the more well-rounded, versatile player, but you add another player that that's going to shoot the three at the top of the key and in the corner. He has the size for the three or the four position, like Saric, and he's a guy that's going to play within the system, do what he has to do, and not complain, be a professional, and give some advice and knowledge to the younger guys on the roster. And at the end of the day, that's about what you want from a veteran. That's about what you want from a guy that you signing off waivers. And like I said, he's a significantly better fit than Trevor Booker, who I do like. And I'm gonna talk about him in the video after this. That's gonna come up today too. But at the end of the day, this is a good fit. This is a good move. And the Sixers are showing that they're not scared of anybody. They feel like they can beat anybody. They feel like they can match up against anybody in the Eastern Conference. And you never know what can happen in the playoffs. As long as you get in, you don't know who's gonna get injured. You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know what role players gonna step up. You don't know who's gonna have a flops series. You don't know if you can get a good matchup and you can abuse it. It's all unpredictable. Obviously, you have games to scout. You have games to game plan. Your coach got to make adjustments. But as long as you have a roster like this, I feel like they can compete and beat anybody in the league in the East, including Cleveland. Now, can they beat the Rockets or Golden State? I don't think so. But anybody in the East, this team can beat Toronto, Cleveland, Boston, Washington. This team is on that level. Obviously, record wise, they're still trying to get it together. But that's like I said, Joel Embiid didn't play the whole season, and they lost a lot of them games that he was sitting out. So you can't really judge this team until you see them healthy, and that's the sad part. We didn't see that for years, and we're going to continue to see that. We continue to see that this season. So at the end of the day, the Sixers are 34-27. They're the sixth seed. They're they're basically a lock for the playoffs. They did what they were supposed to do. They wanted to come into this season and make a run for the playoffs, but I actually think they're contenders in that conference. Obviously, record wise is not where they want it to be, but they're still on pace to finish fifth, fourth in the East. And if they can, they can get home court advantage in the first round, which is something that I will be pushing for if I'm the Sixers to get that third or fourth seed to have home court in the first round. If they do, that's just even better. Try to win as many games as you can, and That's what they're trying to do with this move for Ersan Ilyasova, a team that went from we don't want to sign anybody, we don't want to trade for anybody, we're not trying to get any big name free agents, to now they getting the free agents, they signing, they extending, and they even trying to get those little veterans to help make this process smoother, to help make this process easier. And I like what they're doing. Check out my website, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description in the comment section below. Also, check out my Facebook page, analysisplayground.com. Link in the description comment section below. Quinn Wade Basketball Analysis signing out. Let me know what you guys think about this ersan Ilyasova signing. And what you want to, anything you got to say about the 76ers.